Okay guys, the time I'm filming this, it's the day before iPhone pre-order day. So by the time you're watching this, you can already buy the new iPhone. And I just want to pause for a minute and encourage you to pause for a minute. Are you upgrading and buying with intentionality, or are you upgrading and buying because of the hype? Do you absolutely need to, or are you just feeling pressured? And this is kind of the purpose of my whole channel, is I love tech. I'm a tech nerd just like anybody else. I love the latest and greatest. I love checking it all out. But there is a balance that we need to strike with that, with responsibility, with stewardship, and genuinely thinking about the decisions we're making when it comes to upgrading and buying new tech. So that's what I want to talk about today, is take a pause and discuss it a little bit. Every year, an alarming number of people upgrade their phones when they really don't have to. And if you have to, do you really need the biggest and best Pro Max plus size iPhone that costs a whopping $1,300? Probably not. Instead, we get sold. That's how these companies are designed to work. You walk your way up the pricing ladder. You walk in trying to get the cheapest 16E, and before you know it, you're walking out with the Pro Max because it's just another $100 for this, another $100 for that. That's how it's designed to work. And I want to caution you against that. But I'm here to challenge you to think different. Get it? Because Apple think different. In a world where the norm is to just upgrade and get the best because someone told you it's the best, please just pause and put your thinking cap on for a minute and think about it. Apple is a genius when it comes to marketing, obviously. But if they can create a narrative that gets you to ask, which model should I buy? What should I consider? That supersedes the notion and pre-plants the idea that you should buy it all. If they can get you to avoid asking or already decide within yourself that you will buy and focus on what should you buy, they've already won you over. What does a bigger screen actually give you? It's not productivity. We lie to ourselves and tell ourselves, oh, we can do so much more. But if you actually look at two phones side by side, a base model and then a plus size, you can maybe get an extra line of text out of it. It's not productivity. We kid ourselves and we lie to ourselves. It's actually inviting and opening the door to more distraction in our lives. And this distraction pulls you away from spending time with loved ones. That's why the mini series was so great when I had one, because you don't really want to use the phone. You want to just use it as a phone for simple things and then just put it away when you're done. And that's it. As opposed to a larger plus size device, you're going to want to spend time on it. You're going to want to consume content and play games and watch things. That's what it's for. That's what people talk about online. And all of those things are fine in a vacuum, but what are you giving up in place of that? You could be being creative, starting a business, spending time with loved ones, playing outside, doing something else with your time other than just consuming content. So think about that. Okay, the next point, bigger, better cameras. And I get it. As a photographer, I'm a sucker for cameras, for good cameras. And they've gotten better and better and better over the years in smartphones. Not the same as something like a mirrorless or a DSLR proper camera would be, but for a phone in your pocket, it's pretty darn good. But I want to challenge you and caution you on that as well. The bigger, better cameras don't give you a magically better experience by capturing your precious moments. Instead, it superficially creates a memory for you. That while you take 20 different quick photos of the same scene, only to never look at them again because they get swamped into your photo library, you've allowed your phone the luxury of living in the moment and capturing the scene, all while your brain will remember the moment from behind this piece of glass and behind the camera. You're looking at the moment through the camera, while your mind, your eyes, should be looking at it directly. Better cameras don't give you better memories. It's a lie. It's a fallacy. They simply rob you of that time that you would be spending remembering it with your own eyes. They rob you of simply living in the moment, and they've done this while convincing you that you simply have done a good thing, that you've spent the money, that you have the camera, that you captured that moment. Yes, you got your 3-year-old's birthday party and you're all done and you got everything captured, but you watched it through the lens of a phone screen, not in person as it actually happened. And that's kind of sad when you think of it that way. And this upgrade, I know, it's exciting. I'm preaching to myself here, by the way. Thanks for joining me on this whole journey. I'm talking to myself. But all that money burning a hole in your pocket, that credit just waiting to be spent, those credit card rewards that are calling your name, is it really the best use of your finances to steward it that way or not? Could there be a wiser decision to make in all of this? And it starts by simply asking the question, is your current or old phone hanging on by a thread and yearning for the retirement home? Or did the infatuation just wear off and now you're willing to spend big for the return of the euphoria feeling with your most prized possession, your smartphone? These are just careful considerations that I want you to make as you look at that pre-order and eventually the buy button. That why are you upgrading? What do you actually need? As for me though, I'm prayerfully and carefully considering an upgrade because I'm in this weird spot where I am a content creator. That's what I get paid to do. I actually, in about an hour, I need to go film with a client and I'm going to film on my phone. I get paid to make videos with my phone for companies with their social media. I actually get paid to make this type of content for YouTube and I utilize my phone for that. And so far the 16E has been just fine. Guys, you don't need to buy a Pro Max to capture your memories. I get paid to do work with this camera right there. But I will say it has been limiting for me a little bit. Having one camera versus more of an ultra wide versus more of a telephoto, it does limit the opportunities that I can get creative with it. And so at the risk of sounding hypocritical, that's why I'm looking to upgrade, but not because I need it personally to capture my kids' memories. This has been more than fine. And if I want a good camera, I simply bring my real camera to stuff if I want to capture memories in the moment of like being out hiking or enjoying a day with the kids. And so I'm caught in this weird limbo of I can see where a new Pro device, even last year's Pro device or 2 years ago, the 15 Pro, could be a useful upgrade for my business in a business sense. But to be honest, I'm still considering keeping the 16E just as my daily home phone, while the Pro device, the new shiny device, can just be relegated to business use. So in essence, I would have two iPhones, which I know sounds hypocritical because I'm preaching about be intentional and think about what you're doing. But that genuinely is. If I can create separation that says when I'm home and on and present with the kids and the family and the wife, it's this. No business phone number, no work emails, nothing. It's simply present in the moment. And that's just a life companion device like it's meant to be. I can put it down. There's no social media on this. It just is what it is. And then to be able to get a Pro device that has the cameras and the social media apps and what I actually need to run my business effectively, but not be bogged down by those things with my family device. That's kind of this world that I live in. That's this limbo. And so that's the consideration I'm having as I upgrade. I'm not looking at an upgrade because my old phone is crap or the camera's bad or all these things. There's genuine consideration that I'm putting into it that if I'm going to acquire a device like this, it needs to have a purpose and it needs to have distinct purpose, not just because it's better, because it has the 3 cameras, because I like it. We're okay to like things. We're allowed to like things. But having a purpose in the things that we purchase is going to ensure that we're stewarding things properly and that we're taking care of things with the resources that we have. So that's it, a little bit of a different video today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe below, and let me know what you're thinking. I want to join the conversation and see what you're thinking about upgrading this year. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.